number 2 with number 1 in the middle. Last person on stage is number 1. Does that make sense? I don't know how to explain it.
Amist, Arat, Sost, Ulet, Ant. Gavas, Eshi. While they're having questions, if you want to just stand on the side and then come down. So she'll be there.
Come here, and they go behind.
Or Adele.
No worries. Yeah. Hey, how you going?
Good, how are you?
You travel a fair bit.
And then you'll go around. Oh, yes, sorry, yeah, sure.
One, two, are you getting that? Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check. 1, 2. Is that coming through? Check, check, check. 1, 2. It's coming through for you. Check, check, check. 1, 2. Yep, yep, yep. For channel 7, check 1, 2, 1, 2. You can see it. Yep. Is it too low or too high, or? I'm sort of speaking quietly. The lectern should be a bit.
Yep. If they sit there, number 54 just switch.
1, 2. Check, check. 1, 2.
Legend. So number 54.
Check, check. 1, 2. One, two. Yep, yep. 1, 2. Check, check. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. How's that? Check, check. 1, 2. Yep, yep. 1, 2. Good.
And then you can sit either one. Rhoda? Or number 52. So someone's on. Mercy, did you want? And then you and then stay for a photo, because there'll be a photo. And then if you want, you can either exit off there or you can exit back on there.
Okay, we'll find only one place on the road.
Yep, prefer to go that way? Yep. Are you happy to go that way?
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats. The conference is about to begin.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the Elite Athlete Media Conference. Great to have you all here. My name's Dale. I just wanted to kick off by respectfully acknowledging the Yugambeh people, the traditional owners of the land on which we meet here today, and pay our respects to the elders, past, present, and all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today. It gives me great pleasure to stand up here this afternoon and highlight some of the bevy of talent that we have on offer for this year's event here at the Gold Coast Marathon. It is, of course, the 41st edition of the Gold Coast Marathon, the event that takes place here on the Gold Coast at beautiful Broadwater Parklands in Southport on the first Sunday in July of each year. It's the 6th year of the Gold Coast Marathon being the IAAF Gold Label road race and the highest qualification that a marathon can receive. We kick off with our races tomorrow as usual with the Southern Cross University 10K run, followed by the Gold Coast Airport Fun Run, the Garmin 2K and 4K Junior Dash races, and then on Sunday the races include the big ones, the Gold Coast Marathon over the 42.195 kilometre distance, ASICS Half Marathon and the Wheelchair Marathon and 15 kilometre race. This year we have a place getter prize money pool of more than $100,000 for elite runners at this year's Gold Coast Marathon, including $20,000 for the winners of the men's and women's marathon. There's also bonus prize money available for those achieving target times in the marathon, the wheelchair marathon, half marathon and 10K. For the second year running, organisers have offered a $40,000 incentive pool for Australians to break 2 hours 10 in the men's marathon race and 2 hours 25 for the women's marathon race. So we saw that go last year with Jess Stenson, and we look forward to seeing how that unfolds again tomorrow. The Gold Coast Marathon is organised by Events Management Queensland, a major event management company wholly owned by the Queensland Government as part of the Tourist and Events Queensland Group. Let's introduce some runners here this afternoon. We're going to go through our elite women, our elite men and also our elite wheelchair races, and we'll kick off with our elite women. We're just waiting for a couple of our athletes in the wheelchair event, so we'll just shuffle the order through this morning, and we're going to introduce, first of all, Benita Willis up here on stage. She's going to help us hand out the bibs for our elite women. So Benita, I'll ask you to come on up here. And while she's coming up here, let's give her a little bit of a bio. Welcome, Benita Willis, 4-time Olympian, World Cross Country Champion, 2004, most versatile female distance runner in Australian history, holding the Aussie records over 2, 3, 5, 10 and the marathon with a 2:22:36. A Queensland girl raised in Mackay, now based on the Gold Coast. She's one of the ambassadors of the Gold Coast Marathon. And B, welcome aboard. I'll give you a little microphone there. How are you feeling?
Thanks, Robbo. Yeah, feeling really good. It's fantastic to actually live here now on the Gold Coast and see so many fantastic athletes. And when I was an athlete, it was brilliant to come to races like this when you've got really good competition, because it really makes you compete to your best ever level. And to have the competition here at Gold Coast Marathon is, yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Well, let's get on to introducing our elite field for the women's marathon this year, and we'll introduce them and ask them to come up onto the stage one at a time, and this will be in descending order from bib 60 back to 51. So we'll get Benita lined up with the bibs. So bib number 60, representing Japan, Yuko Kouachi. Bib number 59, representing Kenya, Susan Jeretich. Bib number 58, representing Mongolia, Mukzaya Bayatsot. Bib number 57, representing Ethiopia, Hirut Alamayu. Bib number 56, representing Eritrea, Nazret Weldu. Bib number 55, representing Australia, Millie Clark. Bib number 54, representing Kenya, Alice Kibor. Bib number 53, representing Kenya, Trufina Chepchirchir. Bib number 52, also representing Kenya, Rhoda Tanui. And bib number 51, representing Kenya, Mercy Kibarus. And just to point out that the race record, which was set at last year's race in the women's marathon, is held by Ruth Chebatok from Kenya with 2 hours 24 and 49. So we might have a bit of a chat with some of our runners here, if possible. And we'll get a photo, so if anyone would like to grab a photo, please come forward. All right, so I'm just going to have a chat with a few of our runners here, and I'll ask you all to stay there. Thank you. We'll have a quick chat with Yuko Kawauchi, Nazareth Weldu, Millie Clark, and Mercy Kibarus, and we'll kick things off with a question for Yuko Kawauchi of Japan. And I think we have Aki, interpreter, here to help out. Thank you. You can grab a mic there as well. So Yuko, 2 weeks after winning the Vancouver Marathon, you celebrated your marriage with a champagne tower. How will you celebrate if you win on Sunday?
Big なケーキでお祝いしたいので、ケーキを用意してゴールで待っていてください。
If I could win, I really want to celebrate with a big cake. So that's why someone please prepare the big cake for her.
Perfect. We'll get the organisers onto that straight away. And let's be honest, that's what we're all here for, folks, to run fast and eat cake at the end of it. Let's move on to a question from Nazareth Weldu. Now, Nazareth from Eritrea, you ran your PB, which is 2:29:48 in Beirut last November to set a new Eritrean national record. How confident are you that you can improve on that PB this Sunday? Tejin's going to come and help out. Thanks, mate. Need me to rewrite that? So Nazareth's PB, run in Beirut in November last year, 2:29:48. I want to know how confident is she of bettering that PB come Sunday at the race?
ቤሩት ክወዳደር ከለኹ ቀዳሚ ውድድር ስለ ዝኾነ ፅቡቅ ሰዓት ስለ ዝገበርኩ ብጣዕሚ ተሓጒሰ ሕጂ ካብ ፅቡቅ ኮንዲሽን ኣለኹ እንተተኻኢሉ እቲ ዝነበረኒ ሰዓት ከመሃይሽ ማለት እዩ እንተዘይኮነ ከዓ ፅቡቅ ውድድር ክወዳደር ከዓ ከብል እየ ማለት እዩ
Okay, so she said that in Beirut, that was her first very nice fast time that she ran, and she's really happy for that. And she's ready for this one as well, and she's really focused to run a very fast time for this one as well. She says thanks for inviting me here as well.
Great.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, Millie Clark, let's put Millie in the hot seat now. Millie, great to have you back here on the Gold Coast on the first weekend in July. You're no stranger to the Gold Coast Marathon weekend, but this will be the first time lacing up for the marathon event. Word on the street is that you've got 3 boxes to tick on Sunday, a PB, podium finish and a ticket to Tokyo. What's your strategy for ticking all those boxes?
Well, as lame and maybe silly as it sounds, I think my strategy for this one is really just to have fun. My last couple of marathons and a few races haven't been fun for me. I've been a bit disappointed just because I put too much pressure on, making a time or making a place. And I haven't run a marathon for probably almost 2 years now, so I just want to, put myself back in the hunt and use the crowd and the atmosphere and just try and literally enjoy every single step. And I think, if I do that, that's a pretty good strategy for me.
Awesome. Great stuff. We wish you well on Sunday as well. Hope to see you smiling as you cross the finish line. And finally, just a quick question for Mercy Kibaris from Kenya. And have we got Bill here to interpret? I'm not sure. We'll see how we go, Mercy.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, you're all good. You don't need Bill. When you placed second here, you were second here on the Gold Coast in 2017.
Yes.
Wasn't long after your PB, which is 2:26.52, set in Seoul. How's your preparation been this time round, and what's your goal for Sunday?
Okay, on Sunday I'm trying my best to run under 2:30. That is my target.
2:30 was that? Yeah. And what did you learn from the last time that you ran here on the Gold Coast? What were some of the parts of the course or parts of the race that you can take into the race on Sunday?
The course was so nice. It's flat course, and you can run under 2:25 if you are preparing well.
Excellent, and I believe we've made it even flatter this year, so good luck on Sunday, Mercy.
Thank you.
All right, thank you again. That's our elite ladies there, and I'll ask you that you can take your seat back down on the floor, so thank you again. And that's our women's elite field for 2019. We will move on to the men's elite marathon field next up, and I would like to introduce and invite Mr. Rob De Castella to come up onto the stage, and he's going to help present our race numbers to the top 10 men's seeds in the Gold Coast Marathon. So Rob, come on up. While he's coming up here, let's point out the fact that Rob De Castella was the inaugural World Marathon Champion back in '83, a year after winning the memorable marathon gold medal up the road at the Brisbane Com Games. Later went on to set the world's best time and still holds the Australian record of 2:07.51, set at the 1986 Boston Marathon. Currently, Rob's leading the Indigenous Marathon Foundation. He's got a great group of runners here on the coast once again participating this weekend. And Rob, how are you feeling, mate? How's it all brewing up for your Gold Coast Marathon weekend?
I reckon I'm in pretty good shape. I'm really looking forward to the marathon.
Come back? Are you going to get bib number 1 just for you?
No, look, it's always wonderful to be here, and I think, Gold Coast Airport Marathon continues to inspire the other marathons around the country to be better, and that's only good for our distance running, and hopefully we can inspire a couple of young Australian distance runners to step up through the 10K half and all the way up to the marathon and get back up where we need to be.
Excellent. Well, let's get our men's elite field up here, and it's a great field, just like the women's field, and you can hand out the bibs if you like, Rob, as well, please. We'll go from descending order from 10 back down to 1. So we'll get the following runners to come up on stage, please. Bib number 11 we'll go with. So bib number 11, representing Kenya, Brimman Misoi. We then have bib number 10, representing Australia, Liam Adams. Bib number 9, representing Kenya, Barnabas Kiptum. Bib number 8, also representing Kenya, Mr. Douglas Chebby. Bib number 7, representing New Zealand, Mr. Zane Robertson. Bib number 6, representing the United States of America, Mr. Bernard Legat. Bib number 5, representing Japan, Mr. Yuki Kawauchi. Bib number 4, representing Japan, Mr. Yuta Shitara. number 3, representing Kenya, Philip Sanger. And our top seed, also from Kenya, a warm welcome back to Mr. Kenneth Mungara. And of course, Kenneth Mungara, our current race record holder from 2015 when he ran 2:08.42. And we're going to have a chat to a few of these gentlemen, but before we do that, invite the media to come forward and feel free to grab a quick photo. So smile, gentlemen. Lucky they're endurance athletes. They can smile for a long time. All right, we might have a bit of a chat with a few of our athletes here. So I'm going to pass the microphone around. Firstly to Liam Adams, and we'll get Zane, Bernard, Yuki, Yuta, and Kenneth. So, Liam, how you going, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Training's been going well, so looking forward to the weekend.
Based on your Instagram, which I follow, you've been training the house down in that lead up to Sunday's race. So you're not a case of leaving it all out there on the training park. You left a bit in the tank, I hope.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I've kind of been quiet on the Instagram and social medias recently, so I did post that one session, and I kind of posted it to show that my marathon PB is a bit weak, so yeah, I'm looking to absolutely smash that on the weekend.
Well, we hope that you do, mate, and good luck on Sunday, so have a great run.
Yeah, cheers, thank you.
I'll get you to pass the microphone to Zane, if that's okay. Greetings, Zane. Good to have you in Australia, mate, back on the coast.
Yeah, great to be back on this side of the world.
We almost had you here last year for the marathon at the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games 2018. Is Sunday's race your chance to make amends for that and show the world what you can do over 42.2 kilometres?
Well, yeah, definitely on debut, and similar feelings to what happened in Japan 2015 before my first half marathon. You know, a lot of nerves, a lot of excitement. Training suggests something really amazing for Sunday, so I just have to go with what I did back then, and to make amends for what happened last year by missing the Commonwealth Games. You know, great opportunity for the gold medal, and just missed because of injury.
We can't wait to see you out there. It's a special feeling for all those that have completed their first marathon, and you'll be able to join the club on Sunday by lunchtime. And on behalf of the rest of the Robertson clan, we wish you all the best.
Looking forward to it.
Let's have a chat with Mr. Bernard Lagat. If we could, we'll get a microphone for you, Bernard. Now, you're known for your heroics on the track, mate, but your recent foray into the marathon running could see you in line for your 6th Olympic Games. What's your goal for Sunday's race? I'm hearing, based on a discussion I heard from yesterday, is just to become the fastest in your family to start with.
Oh yeah, let's start with that one first, and then we can continue with the other things. So my young brother Nathan went to China at the beginning of the year, and then so we dared him. We told him, hey, you should go and break my older brother's Williams record of 2:12, I think 10 or something like that. Then Nathan goes to China and he runs 2:12.06. So then I told him, you know what, I think in the family, you know who is the big shot in the family, so you can just go over there and then just crack the times like that. So guess what, I'm going to Australia and I'm going to run faster than you. So the aim now is to beat my young brother's time of 2:12.06. And so I'm excited to be in the start line with all these great athletes here on Sunday.
We can't wait to see you in marathon number 2 for yourself. So you've got the debut under the belt. How are things going to change or differ, do you think, for the second time around?
The first one, of course, was hard, especially because it was my first thing. I'm used to running 1,500 meters, 5,000 meters. At that time, 5,000 was almost like the max I could do, but then I didn't know I could just step into the marathon. So the training was a little tricky. We had to kind of balance the intensity without hurting myself because that stuff was a little crazy. So every time I look at these guys, I'm like, how are they doing this thing? But anyway, so I ran in New York. I felt like, you know, I can prepare better. And so being on the blacktop, for example, for 40 kilometers, that's something I didn't do as well in 2018. And so I've been able to do that in Colorado Springs at the elevation. So the preparation is there, and hopefully everything will fall in place on Sunday. And hopefully I can just run to 11:30, which is A standard for the Olympics. And so you see where I'm heading towards? Yes, and then we'll see what happens in Atlanta in 2020 Olympic trials.
Excellent. Well, great to have you here, and we wish you all the best for Sunday as well.
Thank you.
And we're going to pass over to Yuki to your right, if that's okay. And Yuki Kawauchi, one of the most loved human beings here on the Gold Coast. It's your 8th consecutive year participating at the Gold Coast Marathon. It's your first as a professional athlete and the first as a married man. Has your preparation been any different this time around?
I could be a good training. I could be a training camp for 10 days at Kushiro. Kushiro is a cool temperature, cool condition, as same as a Gold Coast. I had my office job. My training camp is 2 days or 3 days, but this year 10 days. It is big different things, and I could eat delicious and healthy food by my wife.
All the perks of married life. Well, we wish you all the best as well, Yuki, and it's great to have you back here at the Gold Coast. Good luck for Sunday.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'll get you to pass the baton to Kenneth, if that's okay. Perfect. So King Kenneth Mungara, as he's known here on the strip in the Gold Coast. Kenneth, if you get the win on Sunday, you'll join Margaret Rodan and Pat Carroll, who's here in the room, as 4-time winners of the Gold Coast Marathon. What's your race plan for Sunday so you can rack up that 4th win?
Wow. Oh, thank you. I hope my God will help me on Sunday to win and to join the others.
It will be a great achievement, and you're not the only bloke in his 40s on the front row here. What's the secret? You keep coming back. You seem to keep getting better and better each time. What's your secret to your longevity in running and coming back to the Gold Coast and giving it a good shake?
The secret is to eat good and to pray every day and to pray for the others and to work hard on training. Yeah.
Well said. Well, great to have you back here once again, and we look forward to cheering you along with the rest of the elite men's field on Sunday. So please, warm round of applause for our elite men's field there. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, so we're going to move on to our introduction for the elite wheelchair race. But just before we do that, I touched earlier at the top of the program about Events Management Queensland, who are our major event partner, event company, completely owned by the Queensland Government. The Events Management Queensland Chairman, Mr. Kerry Watson, is here today, and I'm going to invite Kerry to come up on stage and say a few words to help further set the scene for this year's event. So thank you, Kerry.
Thank you, Dave. Sorry for a bit of the change in the batting order. We were waiting for the young lady to come from the airport, so you can put up with me now. Thank you, Robbo, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Events Management Queensland, I welcome you to the 41st edition of the Gold Coast Marathon. Firstly, I wish to acknowledge the great support of the event received from the Queensland Government through Tourism and Events Queensland, and the tremendous contribution by our major sponsors and supporters. City of Gold Coast, ASICS, Southern Cross University, Gaiman, Gold Coast Airport, Endura, QT Gold Coast, where we are today, Australia Fair, and New Pure Water and Gaydens. For the 6th year in succession, the Gold Coast Marathon is an IAAF Gold Label road race, the highest recognition a marathon event can receive from the World Athletics governing body. This recognition as a Gold Coast label is the reason we attract the calibre of athletes who will compete for glory this weekend, as you have just seen. And what an absorbing showdown we have in the full marathon on Sunday. Elite runners will vie for $20,000 victory purse in both the men's and women's races, plus bonus prize money up to another $20,000 for reaching target times. Again, this year, there is a special incentive, a $40,000 prize pool for Australian marathon runners who break 2:25 for women and 2:10 for men. Easy task. The Gold Coast Marathon will also host the IAAF Oceania Area Marathon Championships, providing a great race within a race for runners from Australia, New Zealand and the wider Oceania region. This year's men's marathon is special, with an array of ingredients to produce something truly amazing. In the spotlight is a giant of the Gold Coast events, Kenya's Kenneth Mungara, who you heard before, who set the current benchmark of 2:8:42 in 2015 and is chasing a record equalling 4th victory here. Welcome back, Kenneth. But the chase pack has plenty of punch power and star quality, including US Olympic track legend Bernard Kiplagat. And of course, Kenneth's longtime sparring partner here, Japan's Yuki Kawauchi. And how about the Kiwi sensation, Zane Robertson? Zane plays to win. It's going to be a great fight at the front line there. The Tokyo 2020 Olympics will have an influence on this weekend's races. Tasmania's Millie Clark is not only pursuing a podium in the women's marathon, but also, like many others, an Olympic qualifying time. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to the elite competitors here today, I also wish to acknowledge the attendance of our events ambassadors, Steve Monaghetti, Rob Di Costella, Benita Willis, Pat Carroll, Andrew Reid and Danielle Burns. And a very special lady, a record 4 times Gold Coast Marathon winner, Margaret Redden. Great to have you here, Margaret. Finally, some of the latest facts and figures about this year's Gold Coast Marathon. We currently have more than 25,000 entries across all races. We have a marathon field of 6,600. Our overseas entries, over 3,600 from 57 countries, and more than 7,200 participants are from interstate. We are delighted by the participation numbers and ecstatic with the elite field assembled. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy meeting our runners today and a bevy of great performances over the weekend at the 41st edition Gold Coast Marathon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kerry. I'll invite you to stay up here as we present our bibs for the elite wheelchair race. So please, can I welcome up onto stage, representing Australia, bib number 103, Richard Coleman. Also representing Australia, bib number 102, Christy Dawes. And fellow Australian, bib number 101, please welcome Madison Di Rosario. quick photo here. Show the bibs. Thank you. Wonderful. Great stuff. I'm going to start with you, Rich. I'm going to have a quick chat with each of you. But, mate, four-time Paralympian, 2017 Gold Coast Wheelchair Marathon champion, second last year, but hot favourite in the men's race on Sunday. Tell us how you're travelling, mate.
Oh, I don't know about hot favourite. I've got to beat these two amazing people. So, yeah, it's going better. Unfortunately, I had a bad day last year. I woke up sick on the Tuesday after the race. So now I know why I didn't feel great. So hopefully this year is a bit better, but I think it's going to be a wet one. So hopefully I'll be all right.
Quick tyre change, mate. You'll be fine.
I've been training in Melbourne, so I'm used to the cold and the rain. So yeah, should be all right.
Perfect. Hey, Christy, you've got the race record, 1:43.45, set in 2016, still stands. You're a six-time Paralympian, and I think you're pretty keen for your seventh one. You can tell us about that, but what are your chances of lowering that course record on Sunday?
I think if the weather is a little bit kinder to Maddie and I, we might have a good crack at smashing that. And if we want any chance of getting to Tokyo, we know that we've got to probably do something under a sub 1:45, 1:44. So if the weather's kind, I think we can work well together as a team. So.
And you've had 6 trips to a Paralympics, number 7 that's on the radar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bit of time away from the kids.
I know, a marathon is so easy. My husband's at home with the 2 kids and I'm very excited. I've got the easy job, no doubt.
All right, now Maddie, you're a bit of a fan of the Gold Coast. You were here last year, a couple of big races for you, winning the gold medal at the Gold Coast 2018 Commonwealth Games, coming back and winning the Gold Coast Marathon. What is it about the streets of the Gold Coast that you love and that bring out your best?
Look, I think we were so spoiled for Com Games. It was such an amazing experience. It was unlike anything I'd ever experienced before, getting to race in front of a home crowd like that, and coming back and racing this marathon last year, it was that same energy all over again, and racing in front of an Australian crowd really is a unique experience. I'm excited to get out there and do it again.
Awesome. Well, we wish you and all 3 of you the best on Sunday as well, so rip in and we can't wait to cheer you on. Thanks very much. That's our elite wheelchair athletes there. All right, so all that's left for us to do is a quick touch on the half marathon. Now, I know we've been talking up the marathon so far, but it would be remiss of us to not cast a bit of light on what should be a sensational half marathon field. People are talking it up as possibly one of the best half marathons ever held on Australian soil. To help me unpack how this race might unfold and the main protagonists in it, I'm going to introduce Jess Stenson, formerly Jess Trengove, to come up onto stage and help present some of the race numbers for our one of our return winners and our elite, couple of our elite top seeds in the women's race. Jess, welcome back to the Gold Coast.
Thank you.
Grab a mic, how are you?
I'm going well, thank you.
That's
it's
good.
exciting to be here.
Not tempted to lace up and get a late entry?
Unlike last year, I do not feel ready to run a marathon on Sunday. I'm even a bit nervous about jog walking the 10K.
Well, at least you still get a medal. That's the main thing. Let's, as I said, let's cast a bit of a thought back to last year. You're in town, you're in form, the Com Games bronze medal under your belt. This time last year, you're a couple of sleeps away from that race. That prize, that $40,000 bonus that was on the line, a big deal, and it created a lot of hype, as it is again this year. You went on to get the PB in Toronto, wedding, a little Stenson's on the way. I gather you're thinking about Tokyo as well. How are you finding time to fit all this in?
Yeah, look, it's been an exciting year, and I certainly loved my experience here on the Gold Coast last year. And I guess I don't like to set limitations, and so I guess remaining open-minded to the idea of running a qualifier will keep me motivated and sort of fit and healthy. But obviously the number one priority will be looking after the little one inside and just taking each week and month as it comes.
Awesome. Well, we're going to put you to work here now, and we're going to get you to present our bibs for the top women's seed. So Sarah Hall will be wearing bib number 52 in the ASICS half marathon, and Sinead Diver will be wearing bib number 52, and Sarah Hall, as our defending champion, will be donning bib number 51. So we'll ask them to come up on stage, and Jess, you might do the honours. Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Should also mention defending champion in the ASICS half marathon for the men, Jack Rayner. He's our top seed as well, unable to be here today, unfortunately, but we wish him all the best on Sunday morning as well. And Jess, I believe we're going to put you to work a bit more. You're going to ask the girls a couple of questions, if that's all right?
I am.
Perfect.
So Sinead, in February you ran 68.55 in the half marathon, and then in London became the third fastest Australian female marathoner of all time, running 2 hours, 24 minutes and 11 seconds. How has preparation been for this event, and how are you feeling for Sunday?
Thanks, Jess. Yeah, feeling good for Sunday. I think after London it took me a few weeks to recover, a little bit longer than normal after a marathon, but a few weeks ago I started to feel normal again, so I'm ready to hopefully have a good half on Sunday. I'm excited, and there's a really strong field this year, as Ade was saying, so I reckon the times should be fast, which is exciting.
There is a strong field. I'm excited to watch. Now, Sarah, after taking out the women's USA 10K championships in New York a month ago, you set your sights to the ASICS half marathon to run a sub 69. Hopefully it's been a goal there. So if you were to run that, I think it would be a PB, a course record, an Australian all-comers record, and likely your third victory straight. So how are you feeling for Sunday?
I'm really excited for Sunday. I'm so thankful for the staff here for having me back. This is just one of those places where you know, in your career you have certain races and spots where they always bring out the best in you, and this is one of those for me, so which is why I keep coming back here. This is my 4th year. The only year I've missed in the last 5 years was for the Olympic track trials 1 year. So yeah, I'm really excited to be out there, and we'll have a great group of women working together, I think, to run those fast times together, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Awesome. Well, all the best to both of you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks very much. Thanks a lot, Sinead, Sarah, and Jess. You want to stay up here, Jess? You all right? Yeah. You take over my job? No, it's all right. I'll leave you alone. We've worked you hard enough. Thanks very much, folks. That brings to a conclusion the proceedings here at the media conference this afternoon. Thank you one and all for coming along this afternoon. I hope you're as excited as I am for the action ready to kick off tomorrow with the 10K and the other events, and then on to Sunday for the big ones. Just ask our elite athletes to please hang around for another 10 minutes just for some interviews with the media. Just a quick mention as well to the members of the media. We have an online media hub for all your race media needs. So that's the website up there. Take a photo of that or commit that to memory. On Sunday morning we do have a live stream. A few people have been asking about that, so if you're not participating, please jump online. Details will be on the event Facebook page and on the website as well, and you can join myself along with Steve Monaghetti, Benita Willis and a number of special guests covering all the action on Sunday, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And to everyone taking part, please run well, have the run of your life, and everyone else soak up what will be a fantastic weekend and enjoy the good times. Before we finish up though, I'm just going to invite CEO Cam Hart up onto the stage, because I believe he's got a few words, and thanks very much, Cam.
Thank you, Robert. Job well done. As CEO of this event, it gives me a great pride to see the calibre of athletes that we've attracted. So on behalf of the staff and the board of Events Management Queensland and the Gold Coast Marathon, I really want to thank all the athletes and your coaches for selecting this race. It's really important that we get high quality athletes racing down under, those of you that come from the Northern Hemisphere particularly, but really great this year to see a strong contingent of Oceania athletes having a run on the Gold Coast Marathon. So on behalf of my staff, thank you for choosing the Gold Coast, and all the best for a great weekend. During the course of the day we recognise some great performances of athletes, but there's one other great performance that I'd like to acknowledge. Some of you will know, some of you won't know, but the chairman of Events Management Queensland who spoke earlier on, Kerry Watson, this is his last Gold Coast Marathon as chair. In his current stint as chairman, he's been leading this event for 21 years and he's stepping down this year. But prior to that, he was also chairman of the Gold Coast Marathon back in the late 1990s when the Japanese running boom took off and lots of Japanese runners were coming to Australia. Part of that relationship with Japan and the Gold Coast Marathon through Kerry's pushing and Kerry's introduction 8 years ago, the Kobe Marathon in Japan and the Gold Coast Marathon signed a memorandum of understanding to exchange knowledge, to exchange athletes. And so to commemorate Kerry stepping down as chairman, the Kobe Marathon has a special presentation. So Kerry, if you'd like to come back up, and Kitanaka-san, Vice Director of the Kobe Marathon, has a small presentation to make for Kerry, once again in recognition of his 21 years as chairman and making the Gold Coast Marathon the event it is today. So please join me in thanking Kerry. So while Kitanaka-san is making this presentation to Kerry, I'll explain what's going on. So,
Mr. Watson, from now on, please spend a relaxed life, and please wear this Kobe tartan cap when going to golf. Thank you.
so the gift is unique for the city of Kobe. Kobe, as a Japanese country, actually as a Japanese city, has its own tartan. And Kerry, if you'd like to remove your gift from the bag to show the crowd. So this is the official tartan of Kobe, and who would have thought that Kobe actually has a tartan? And it's a golf cap. So Kerry's an avid golfer. Hopefully, now that you won't be sitting at the head table of the Board of Events Management Queensland, Kerry, we'll hope you'll be wearing that golf hat on many, many occasions. So please join me in thanking Kerry Watson once again.
Thank you very much. It was unexpected. I've just done 21 years, but I've been going to Japan for nearly 37 years and had over 150 trips to Japan, and I can assure you the relationships that I've had over the years have been unbelievably good, and I've got so many friends over there. I won't speak for long because I just wanted to acknowledge the receipt of that gesture from Kobe, but in my dealings with Kobe, Kobe is the headquarters of ASICS, for those of you who may not know. And originally, if you go back, Kobe, broken into Ko and Bay, means God's Gate. And I've always said, well, this is God's Gate, the Gold Coast, so I'm trying to work out how to infuse that into our literature. But it's just been a pleasure to work with the people in Kobe and the Kobe Marathon, and I appreciate the gesture. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kerry. So that does conclude the media conference. As Dave said earlier, I believe athletes, please stay around. The media will be wanting to have a chat and grab some photographs. Once again, to all our guests and to the media, thank you for the courage of this year's Gold Coast Marathon. There's going to be some spectacular racing on Sunday. Even if the weather might be that ideal, there's certainly going to be an outstanding sporting spectacle. So all the best, everyone, for some great racing, and thank you again.